Reflux relief after 60. Feel 10 years younger by changing this diet habit. Are you tired of that burning sensation that keeps you up at night? That uncomfortable feeling after meals that makes you regret what you just ate? If you're over 60 and struggling with acid reflux, this video might just change your life. I'm going to share a simple diet habit that could help you feel a decade younger by tackling reflux at its source. Many of my viewers have already discovered this approach and report sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal the surprising food combination that most doctors don't tell you about, one that could dramatically reduce your symptoms within just days. Plus, I'll share a special technique you can try at night for immediate relief. This isn't about medication or complicated treatments. It's about understanding how your body changes after 60 and making one strategic adjustment that could make all the difference. Let's talk about something that affects millions of Americans over 60, acid reflux. That burning sensation that creeps up your throat, the uncomfortable pressure after meals, the constant clearing of your throat. Sound familiar? I know it does for many of you watching right now. Have you ever wondered why reflux seems to get worse as we age? Why that spicy meal you could enjoy in your 40s now keeps you up half the night? The truth is, our digestive system changes significantly after 60. Our esophageal sphincter, that's the muscle that keeps stomach acid where it belongs, naturally weakens with age. And here's something many don't realize: the medications we take for other conditions can sometimes make reflux worse. But what if I told you there's a simple change you could make to your diet that might help you feel a decade younger? Not through some miracle pill or expensive treatment, but through understanding how certain foods interact with your digestive system after 60. Have you noticed that some days your reflux is barely noticeable, while other days it's unbearable? That's not random. Your body is trying to tell you something important. When was the last time you really paid attention to how specific food combinations affect your symptoms? Many of my viewers write to me saying they've tried everything: sleeping with their head elevated, avoiding meals before bedtime, taking over-the-counter medications, but they're still suffering. Does this sound like you? If so, you're not alone, and more importantly, it's not your fault. The conventional wisdom about acid reflux treatment often misses a critical piece of the puzzle, especially for those of us over 60. You see, it's not just about what you eat, but when and how you combine certain foods that makes all the difference. Do you find yourself reaching for antacids more than once a day? Have you started avoiding social gatherings because you're worried about triggering your reflux? This is no way to enjoy your golden years. You deserve better, and that's exactly what I want to help you achieve today. Let me ask you something important. When your doctor discussed reflux with you, did they ever mention the role of digestive enzymes, or how the timing of protein consumption affects acid production? Most don't, and that's a huge oversight. As we age, our production of digestive enzymes naturally decreases. This means that food sits in our stomach longer, increasing the chance of acid backing up into the esophagus. But here's the good news: there are specific foods that can help stimulate the production of these crucial enzymes. Have you ever noticed that certain fruits seem to help your digestion, while others make your reflux worse? There's a scientific reason for this, and understanding it could be the key to your relief. Let's talk about the acid-alkaline balance in your diet. Many people with reflux assume they should avoid all acidic foods, but that's not necessarily true. In fact, some acidic foods can actually help balance your stomach pH in the long run. Surprising, isn't it? When was the last time you thought about the pH balance of your meals? Now, I want you to think about your typical breakfast. Does it include coffee on an empty stomach? Maybe some orange juice? These habits that seemed harmless in your younger years could be major contributors to your reflux now. But don't worry, you don't have to give up your morning rituals entirely. It's about making strategic adjustments. Have you noticed that stress seems to make your reflux worse? There's a direct connection between your brain and your digestive system, what scientists call the gut-brain axis. When you're stressed, your digestion slows down and acid production increases. Does this pattern sound familiar to you? Let me share something that changed everything for one of my viewers, Martha. She'd been suffering from severe reflux for over a decade. Medications helped somewhat, but the side effects were becoming problematic. After implementing the dietary approach I'm sharing today, she wrote to tell me she hadn't reached for an antacid in 3 weeks. Can you imagine that kind of relief? The approach I'm talking about isn't complicated, but it does require understanding how your digestive system has changed. Have you ever considered that the order in which you eat different food groups might matter? For instance, eating protein before carbohydrates versus the other way around can significantly impact how your body produces acid. And what about meal size? Are you someone who prefers 3 larger meals, or have you experimented with eating smaller amounts more frequently? For many people with reflux, especially after 60, the latter approach can make a world of difference. When was the last time you deliberately changed your meal pattern to see how it affected your symptoms? Here's something fascinating. Certain bitter herbs and vegetables can actually stimulate proper digestion and reduce reflux symptoms. Yet many of us shy away from bitter flavors as we age. Is this true for you? Have you found yourself gravitating toward milder, simpler foods? Now, let's address something important: hydration. Are you drinking enough water throughout the day? Many people don't realize that dehydration can worsen reflux symptoms, but timing matters here too. Drinking large amounts of water with meals can dilute stomach acid and digestive enzymes, potentially making reflux worse. Instead, try hydrating between meals. Have you tried this approach? Let me ask you something else. How quickly do you eat your meals? In our busy world, we often rush through eating without realizing it, but this habit can significantly impact digestive health, especially for those of us over 60. When you eat too quickly, you swallow more air, which increases pressure in your stomach and can force acid up into your esophagus. Does this sound like a habit you might have? The food industry doesn't make it easy for us either. Processed foods often contain hidden ingredients that can trigger reflux, additives, preservatives, and excessive sodium that you might not even realize are affecting you. When was the last time you checked the ingredient list on your favorite packaged foods? Let's talk about nighttime reflux, often the most disruptive kind. Do you find yourself waking up with a sour taste in your mouth or a burning in your chest? The solution might not be just about avoiding late dinners, but understanding which specific foods are problematic for you at night. Many of my viewers have found that keeping a simple food journal for just 2 weeks revealed patterns they never noticed before. Certain trigger foods that they never suspected were causing problems became obvious when they saw the pattern on paper. Have you ever tried tracking your meals and symptoms this way? Now, I promise to share a food combination that can make a significant difference for many people with reflux after 60. But before I do, I want to emphasize that everyone's body is different. What works for one person might not work for another. That's why understanding your unique digestive patterns is so important. Here's the approach that has helped thousands of my viewers, incorporating more alkaline-forming foods before meals that might trigger reflux. For example, starting your meal with a small amount of cucumber or celery can help prepare your digestive system and create a more balanced environment. Have you ever tried this simple technique? Another strategy involves the strategic use of ginger, not just as a tea, but incorporated into meals in specific ways. Ginger has natural anti-inflammatory properties and can help speed up stomach emptying, reducing the chance of acid backing up. How do you currently use ginger, if at all? Let's address another misconception, that all fat is bad for reflux. While it's true that high-fat meals can slow digestion and potentially worsen symptoms, certain healthy fats can actually be beneficial. Have you considered the difference between inflammatory and anti-inflammatory fats in your diet? I hear from so many viewers who have been told to follow a bland, restrictive diet to manage their reflux. But this approach often leads to nutritional deficiencies and, frankly, makes mealtime miserable. Wouldn't you rather enjoy delicious, flavorful food without suffering afterward? The approach I'm advocating isn't about eliminating food groups or following extreme restrictions. It's about understanding the timing, combinations, and preparation methods that work best for your body after 60. It's about making informed choices that allow you to enjoy eating while minimizing discomfort. Have you noticed that certain cooking methods seem to trigger your reflux more than others? For many people, grilled foods are easier to digest than fried ones. Steaming vegetables rather than eating them raw can make a significant difference. These simple adjustments can add up to major relief. Let me share another success story. Robert, a 72-year-old retired teacher, had been taking prescription medication for his reflux for over 15 years. After implementing the dietary approach I'm discussing today, he was able to reduce his medication by half within a month with his doctor's approval. Can you imagine the freedom of reducing your dependence on medication? I want to address something that many of you might be wondering. Is it too late to make changes? If you've been suffering from reflux for decades, can dietary modifications really make a difference now? The research suggests that yes, absolutely. Your digestive system is remarkably responsive to positive changes. regardless of your age or how long you've had symptoms. Let's talk about fermented foods. Items like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut. These foods contain beneficial bacteria that can help improve digestion and potentially reduce reflux symptoms, but timing and selection matter. Have you experimented with including fermented foods in your diet? If so, have you noticed any patterns in how they affect your symptoms? Another aspect many people overlook is the connection between posture and reflux. How you sit during and after meals can significantly impact whether acid stays where it belongs or creeps up into your esophagus. Do you typically recline after eating, perhaps watching TV on the couch? This simple habit might be contributing to your discomfort. Now, I promise to share that special technique for immediate relief. Here it is, a specific breathing pattern that can help strengthen your diaphragm and reduce pressure on your esophageal sphincter. This isn't just about temporary relief. Regular practice can actually improve the function of this important muscle over time. Have you ever considered that your breathing pattern might affect your reflux? As we approach the end of our time together, I want to remind you that managing reflux after 60 isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about protecting your long-term health. Chronic reflux can lead to more serious conditions if left unaddressed. But the good news is that the dietary approach I've shared today can help you take control. I hope you found value in these insights. Remember, small changes can lead to significant improvements in how you feel. Wouldn't it be wonderful to enjoy your favorite foods again without worry? To sleep through the night without that familiar burning? To socialize without anxiety about what you can or cannot eat? If you've stayed with me until now, I want to sincerely thank you. Your health matters, and taking this time to learn about managing your reflux shows how committed you are to living your best life after 60. Isn't that what these years should be about? Enjoying life to its fullest? I'd love to hear about your experiences with reflux. Has anything I've mentioned today resonated with you? Have you found strategies that work particularly well for your symptoms? The community we're building here is so valuable, with everyone sharing their wisdom and experiences. If you found this information helpful, please consider hitting that like button. It helps more people find this content who might be suffering just like you were. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now would be a perfect time to do so. I share new tips and strategies for healthy aging every week. And here's a special request for those of you who watched all the way to the end. I'd love if you could leave a comment below with the word relief followed by one change you're planning to make based on today's video. This helps me know what resonated most with you and allows others to benefit from your insights too. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. The next video about natural anti-inflammatory foods for joint health is appearing on your screen now. It pairs perfectly with this information about reflux management. Until next time, here's to your health and comfort in these golden years.